Hey folks, my name is Mats. I'm on the HYBRD team. I used to be on the US national rowing team, and so whenever I go to CrossFit or Hyrox, I've seen some crazy stuff. I figured I would make this video to point out some tips and tricks that you can use so that you feel safe and ready to attack the rowing machine at your next event.
I feel like I want my feet to be higher.
Rowing is actually a leg sport.
I don't think I look like that.
Legs, body, arms, body, legs. I don't know what's happening here, but you want to feel all that drive in your legs, and the rest is just follow through with your arms and your body. So fundamentally, there's two parts of the rowing stroke. There's what we call the drive, and then there's the recovery on the way back up. So drive, recovery. Drive, recovery. Now each of those two things have three subcomponents. On the drive, there's your legs, then there's body, and there's arms. And the recovery is just backwards. So arms away first, body over, and then legs. Okay, let's take some strokes. So you can see here, I'm really loose with my upper body. I'm hanging off that handle. I'm driving with my legs first, and then once I've gotten the power out of my legs, I'm swinging over with the upper body and then just following through with my arms. A lot of people think rowing is an upper body sport where you're pulling really hard. I think it's way more useful to think about rowing as a lower body sport where you're pushing away really hard. Now you'll notice that my upper body is super loose because you want to be hanging off the grip. You also don't need to be holding this grip as hard as you can or clenching your arms like this. If you row like this, when your arms aren't loose, you're putting all the power here when all the power should be coming from down here. Another mistake I see all the time is people having too much vertical motion with the handle. None of that extra handle movement is actually doing anything. This isn't helping you. This isn't helping you either. Instead, just have a strong core, be upright, and keep the movement horizontal. Another thing that's really important about the drive and the recovery is you want the timing to be appropriate between them. A lot of people will shoot up the slide as fast as they can and have a slow drive. Instead, you want the drive to be really fast and the recovery can be a little bit more relaxed. Ideally, you have like a 3-to-1 ratio between relaxedness on the recovery and speed on the drive. The faster you go up here isn't actually going to make any of the numbers on the screen go faster. You want to be having power in your legs and catching your breath on the way up. I especially see a lot of people making this mistake of rushing up the slide when they're doing Hyrox because you're trying to race through the station. You rushing up the slide like this isn't making it go by any faster. You're just wasting energy that you're going to want later on in the event. You'll also want to make sure that you're pacing properly. The Hyrox event is 1,000 meters on the rowing machine. That's 3 to 5 minutes depending on your comfort level on the rowing machine. You can take a couple hard strokes to get the machine going. Your first 5-10 strokes are basically free. But remember that Hyrox is more like a half marathon than it is a sprint. So I wouldn't gas yourself completely on the rowing machine just to save a couple more seconds throughout the whole event. Let's recap. On the drive, legs, body, arms, and then on the recovery, so the way back up, arms, body, legs. Stay loose with the upper body. Keep the power in the legs. Don't over grip and be really tense in your shoulders. Try and hang off the handle.
Honestly, most squads run pretty well. We learn from the best. Yeah.
Okay, one more thing I see a lot of beginners do is put the dampener straight to 10. I see why you're doing this. You want to make it hard. People that actually row keep the damper between 3 and 5. You can think of this more like gears on a bicycle. You wouldn't ride around town always on the heaviest gear here. Just keep it at a comfortable 3 to 5.
All right, now that we've got the rowing machine out of the way, there's a lot more coming in terms of how to be the best hybrid athlete possible. Stay tuned, we've got a lot more on the way.